For the week to meet our guidelines, 150 of moderate only, or 75 of vigorous, or some kind of combination where we kind of slide and scale those things. Okay? Jenna had 135 of moderate and 30, okay, and 30 of vigorous. So in 4 days, Jenna got enough activity to meet the physical activity guidelines for last week. Okay? Jenna, do you mind sharing with us what you were doing to get that moderate and what you did to get that vigorous? Okay, and what did you say the bar class was? Did you call that moderate or vigorous? Okay, wasn't that crazy? Who's your teacher? Okay, I'll text Rebecca. Yeah, we can dial it up a little bit. Okay, things like bar, things like lifting weights are tricky. Okay, because I've never been to a bar class. I hear, my wife has been, I hear it can be quite difficult, especially for people like me who can't touch your toes and stuff. But things where maybe it's kind of shorter bursts but higher intensity, like lifting weights, and we get to rest a little bit in between, it's really hard to kind of figure out in there how to classify it. But if you're calling it moderate, that's perfectly fine. Okay? You can argue that maybe it's vigorous, but we might get a little bit more information. Okay, please continue. You built a bookshelf. Was it an IKEA bookshelf? From Target. Okay. Okay, you called that. How long did it take you to build the bookshelf? An hour. Okay, did you have to like lug it upstairs and do things first or anything, or just like, you know, pretty heavy? Okay. So, how many of you, the rest of you, did something like that? You put together a bookshelf. Okay. Or, I don't know, you guys probably don't have to like have a yard to mow or to weed or something, right? You got little things, or maybe you were vacuuming around the house, okay? Picking up your clothes and tidying up, which is all that you do when you have a toddler, right? You put things away, and then she comes back and she throws that stuff right back out. She's fucking Godzilla. She's like the destroyer of all sorts of kind of order in those kinds of things, right? That may still be physical activity. We can argue about if it's moderate. It might be light. I don't know. I put some bookshelves together that are pretty, you know, kind of really get in there and get active with it. Okay. All right. What else? Okay. Can you tell for the class what a HIIT workout is? High intensity interval training. Okay. So what did that look like? Okay. 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 So like what kind of an exercise would I do for a minute? Okay. Okay. And what did you call that? Yes, I would call that vigorous. Okay. Good. Anything else on there for us? A 30-minute walk. Okay. Very good. Okay. So time-wise, we're getting these kinds of things. Okay. Jenna also got what might be considered a little bit of whole body resistance-ish training with the bar and some of the HIIT kind of things, okay, that are going to be in there. Right? Would a couple of those things that you did be considered exercise? You guys remember the definition of the difference between exercise and physical activity? We'll ask in my OBU shirt here. Your shirt. Your name is? Caleb. Okay, Caleb. Do you remember the definition of exercise and how it is slightly different than physical activity? Right, absolutely. What's your goal? What's our goal of exercise? Fitness, perfect, okay? So, Jenna, was your goal of doing the HIIT stuff to be more quote-unquote fit, given our definition of fitness for last week? Have any of you guys like gone by doing this and been like, am I active? Am I not active? Am I actually exercising? Anybody thought about, am I trying to get more fit? Anybody? Is it just me? No. I'm running like yesterday. I'm like, I'm so unfit. This is like the worst thing that my class would laugh at me. You guys have seen this now. I also have nostalgia for when I was like y'all's age. You'll see when we were VH Max things, and it was much, much better. But that's my own fault. Okay. All right. It's good. So we'll go black shirt, black mask. Your name is Claire. Do you think there's a chance that Jenna did some other things that might be considered physical activity that she did not write down? Okay. I should have asked Jenna, are we done? Is that all that you had on? Okay. What do you think those things might be? Walking to and from class. Did you walk to and from class on Thursday or Friday, Jenna? Okay. It's okay if you didn't. We're not. There's no judging here on all that. Walking to and from class. Good. Okay. What else do you think she might have done? She walked up and down these stairs. Okay. That would have been a very reasonable thing. Anything else? Anything else? Did you brush your teeth? You guys think brushing your teeth is physical activity? Remember, a bodily movement that results in an increase in energy expenditure above resting levels. Okay? Now, if you've got like one of those automatic toothbrush things and you just kind of sit there and it does its thing, and maybe not, but you could argue brushing your teeth is physical activity. You take a shower, okay? You're standing, right? Washing yourself off, doing things. That might be physical activity. How many of you put things like that on your sheets? Anybody? You kind of did. I'm sorry, remind me of your name. Rachel, you kind of put those things? Okay. I watch my wife blow dry her hair every morning. It seems like there could be, it's even more fun when there's a toddler trying to cling to you who wants to get her hair blown. But okay, that's perfectly good. Okay. Anybody have other things? Anybody have like work or something that you did at a job or anything that you put on? Okay. Remind me of your name. I'm sorry. Because the masks are just killing me, guys, and I'm trying to come up with an idea for things. So we're just kind of going around. Just throw your name at me. It'll be like 2 more weeks, and then we'll not be here anymore. And by then, I'll finally have learned your name. So, Hannah, that's right. Okay. Hannah, what did you do at work that you considered physical activity? Okay. 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 Did you classify that as moderate or vigorous? Okay. Okay. Didn't last that long. Is that the thing? That's a good question. Okay. Does the difference between moderate and vigorous, is time part of that equation? What do you guys think? You're correct. Okay. Remember, guys, that from an intensity standpoint, time doesn't matter. It can be very, very vigorous and only last like 5 seconds. That's okay. All right. It's not that I could walk for 10 hours. But if I'm walking really slowly, that's still, because it was 10 hours, that's still not vigorous activity. Okay. So just remember that what we think about is, think of your heart rate. Okay. Think about what your heart rate was during that activity. If your heart rate is elevated to a certain amount, that's going to be the thing that's going to define, is it moderate or is it vigorous? Okay. So thank you for that example. I don't know what you think. I'm trying to pick on time, but that's a really important distinction that I think we oftentimes kind of get confused on. Okay. Anybody else want to share things? Okay. I'm sure none of you would have done this. But stats would tell us some of you all probably went out. You have to raise your hands. I'm not asking. I'm not. There's no. You went dancing? You think that's physical activity? Of course it is. That's why you want that Hertz donut at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And burning calories, dancing. Okay, things like that. Anybody got anything else? You're like, I'm not sure if this was physical activity or not. Okay. Let's do this. Who thinks that you got the most physical activity? So we've got Jenna at about 165 minutes combined. We got somebody that's got more than that. Prize. Okay. Who's got more than 200? Who got more than 200 minutes? Okay. 250. Okay. 300. 350. So you still got 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4. 400. Y'all still at 400, 450? Okay. No.